believe if we told you that an invisible battle, more intense than any human conflict, decides the fate of the world every second? Many are unaware, but in the shadows of history and faith, archangels and demons wage a war beyond our comprehension. Discover how Michael, a celestial warrior with powers beyond imagination, defends humanity in confrontations that defy logic. And what's even more surprising, the outcome of this war might be closer than we think, bringing revelations that will change the way we see the world. Stay with us and unravel the mysteries that connect the past, present, and future in a narrative that promises not just to inform, but to transform. Are you ready to expand your mind? Don't miss a second. In the biblical record, the title of Archangel is given to only one angel, making him the most distinguished among all the holy angels. This Archangel is Michael, whose name raises the question, who is like God? One of his three main missions includes defending the body of Moses. Michael is probably the most recognized angelic being mentioned in the Bible. We know he is an archangel, but what exactly does that position imply for him? What deeds has he accomplished? What are his responsibilities, and how does he fit among the celestial army that God has assembled? God chose to keep us partially in the dark about the events preceding Moses' death. He allowed Moses to see a glimpse of the promised land, even knowing it was impossible for him to set foot there. However, Moses was prevented from entering the promised land for disobeying God. Jude 9 recounts an episode where Michael the archangel confronted the devil over the body of Moses. It appears there was a dispute over Moses' body, and Jude indicates that Michael the archangel emerged victorious in this conflict by appealing to the Lord's authority, saying, "The Lord rebuke you," as a response to the other party. However, it's not entirely clear why Michael fought with Satan over Moses' body. Some believe that the devil intended to use Moses' body as an object of worship to tempt Israel into falling into idolatry. The second mission of the archangel was the battle against the prince of Persia, mentioned only in Daniel chapter 10. This highly apocalyptic and partially symbolic section of the book of Daniel describes the Prince of Persia as a reference to an evil spiritual being that held sway over Persia in ancient times. The prophet Daniel had a disturbing vision of a great war, and in response, he entered a 3-week period of mourning, fasting, and prayer. God sent a celestial messenger to explain the vision. In response to Daniel's prayer, it is described as, "A man touched me and made me tremble on my knees and on the palms of my hands. And he said to me, 'Daniel, greatly beloved man, understand the words that I speak to you and stand upright, for now I have been sent to you.' And when he spoke this word to me, I trembled. And then he said to me, 'Fear not, Daniel, for from the first day that you set your heart to understand and to humble yourself before your God, your words have been heard, and I have come in response to your words. But the prince of the kingdom of Persia opposed me for 21 days. But behold, Michael, one of the chief princes, came to help me, for I was left alone there with the kings of Persia. Now I have come to explain to you what will happen to your people in the latter days, for the vision pertains to days yet to come." In this account, a vision of warfare in the spiritual realm is revealed. Daniel had been praying and fasting for 3 weeks, and an angel was sent from the first day in response. However, the arrival of the angel was delayed by a figure known as the Prince of the Persian Kingdom, who opposed him for 21 days, the entire period Daniel was fasting and praying. Indeed, the Prince of Persia, a demonic entity, possessed such formidable power that Michael, one of the chief princes, was summoned to assist. We learn in Jude 9 that Michael is an archangel. It was by his strength that the angel was able to reach Daniel. An angel clarifies how the last days of the Jewish people will unfold in Daniel's final vision. Michael, the great prince who protects your people, will arise during this time, says the angel. The Bible does not specify what protecting means, but it is clear that Michael has special responsibilities towards Israel. In his role as a warrior, Michael has a particular responsibility towards Israel. In Daniel 10:21 and Daniel 12:1, he is mentioned as the prince of that nation. I believe that by reading both ancient and modern history, we can see Michael's action in defense of Israel. Despite his great power, Michael remains completely submissive to the Lord. Jude 1:9 demonstrates his reliance on the Lord's power. The righteous angels have a hierarchy and submit to authority. Considering the strength of Archangel Michael, his submission to God is even more admirable. The term Archangel means highest-ranking angel. Most angels in the Bible are portrayed as messengers, but Michael is described as fighting, battling, or opposing evil spirits and principalities in 3 books. Despite his anguish and weakness, the angel strengthened Daniel to receive the revelation that follows in chapters 11 and 12. However, more angelic conflicts lay ahead. The angel had to immediately return to fight against the prince of Persia. Then he informed Daniel that the prince of Greece was on his way. This implies that Satan's demons are in constant conflict with God's kingdom and his servants. It is necessary to be prepared to fight in the spiritual realm, where the battle is not visible. The third mission of the archangels is the war in heaven. A war breaks out in heaven, with Michael and his angels on one side and the dragon and his angels on the other. This occurs in the middle of the tribulation, as revealed in Revelation 12:7-9. And there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon and his angels fought back. But they were defeated, and there was no longer any place for them in heaven, and the great dragon was thrown down, that ancient serpent who is called the devil and Satan, the deceiver of the whole world. He was thrown down to the earth, and his angels were thrown down with him. The dragon's defeat was so complete that he lost his position, and he and his followers were expelled to the earth. However, this is not their final destiny. The heavens may rejoice at the dragon's departure, but it spells bad news for the earth and sea. The devil knows his time is short and is determined to spread his fury as widely as possible. Currently, Satan is not in hell, though he is certainly destined for it. Michael and the heavenly forces defeat the dragon Satan, who is thrown down to the earth. Enraged, Satan goes to make war against those who obey God's commandments and hold fast to their testimony about Jesus. Revelation 12:17 says, "Then the dragon was enraged at the woman and went off to wage war against the rest of her offspring, those who keep God's commandments and hold fast their testimony about Jesus."